It's Green Thumb time. Let's talk about starting that garden.
Welcome, Tracy Armstrong.
Hello.
You know everything about gardening, don't you?
I garden a lot. I'm not sure I know everything about gardening. I'm not sure anybody does.
I really think so. I got an opportunity to go into your backyard. I was picking up, I think, quite a few weeks. No. Iris bulbs last year. Is that correct? And we went into our backyard, and I mean, what, half an acre?
Wow.
It's only two of you. It's like of food. It was amazing.
Well, the food isn't half an
Well,
acre.
I'll take any advice you can give.
That's right. It was amazing.
I started a little plot last year.
Well, that's kind of why I wanted to be here. It's just to tell people to start.
Right.
Because if you had told me 15 years ago that I would be spending all my time happily digging in the dirt, I would never have believed you. I had never grown anything.
Oh, it's
Even here
therapeutic,
in
right?
Utah.
Oh, it's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
It is my happy place. But I had never grown anything. I'd never canned anything. I'd never, nothing. And then I met this very sweet, dear man, Henry Bradford, who was born here in Spanish Fork. And he came and gave a class at church on gardening. And so I went up and said, would you come look at my garden? And he said, sure, because I had just moved into the house and had this lovely garden and didn't know what to do with it. And so he came over and he helped me mulch and prune, and I put in a garden, and pretty soon things were coming up and I didn't know what to do with them. And so I went over to his house again, and he was canning. I said, oh, would you show me how to do that too, please? Pretty soon I was working the farm with him, and he'd been a farmer all his life.
Here in Spanish Fork.
Well, Spanish Fork, he grew up on a farm here. In fact, this may be where his family farm was.
Oh, wow.
But then he lived in Mapleton for quite a while, and that's where I got to know him. But I brought his hoe, because this started out as a big regular hoe, and he just worked it down for many years, and his family very generously let me keep that when he passed away a few years ago, because that was both of our favorite hoe, because it would just get in all the little places. Anyway, so he taught me how to garden and how to farm, and now it's all I think about. 9 months a year, it's my full-time job.
No way.
So you've had your 3 months off.
I've had my 3 months off, and I am planting.
You're 9 months on. So what are you starting?
Well, I've started a few little things. My husband built me this wonderful, and it's very easy. It's just PVC pipe and boards, but really nice. And then I hang the aluminum fluorescent bulb work lights over them. Yeah. So I have these 3 levels of these big boards.
Oh, you're fancy.
With well, I mean, it doesn't look great sitting in the middle of my kitchen, but I don't care. And so I can start about 1,000 plants on those 3 things.
That's how many you do?
No, that's how many it'd hold, but I get it pretty full. And sometimes I start things for other people because I've got the space and I've got the room and I've got the time. And so I've started my peppers and my celery, and I'm doing
that's pretty amazing, right? Celery, to make your own celery, grow your own celery.
Well, it's funny because if you look up celery in the seed books, the variety that most people sell is called Utah. This used to be the celery capital of the country.
Way.
All the celery people bought was raised right here in Utah.
I've never even thought about celery.
And it's so nice to just, if you're making soup, I go pull a couple carrots, I pull up some celery, I pull up an onion, and I come in and I have something beautiful
put it all
to
together.
eat.
You're our new best friend.
Yes,
we love food.
Well, and I love to help people put in gardens. I really do love to go over to their house and dig in their dirt.
You're invited.
I'll do it.
So this is the mistake we made last year, and I guess I'll just ask you. So I grew up on a farm in Nephi, and I thought I was a farm girl, and I thought I knew how to grow myself a row of carrots.
But every dirt's different, right?
Yeah. Well, I think our seed was maybe too close together, and so we had
mutants.
Yes, we did. So we decided that we'd probably, try planting them a little different this year. And then I think we overdid it with tomatoes. I think maybe we just didn't have the space.
There's no such thing as overdoing.
Well, no, I agree. I wanted a lot of tomatoes, but I think for the space, and that's part of the process, I guess. You just
root.
learn.
Yeah,
And, yeah.
every year.
So yes, you're
And-
definitely invited.
Well, and I'll take. I mean, you can take me up on it. I love
it's
it.
so
I love doing it.
fulfilling
It really is.
when you see something finally sprout.
Well, and one day we were having dinner, and I helped my daughter, who is an FFA student, raise a pig, and so then he went in our freezer, and and I helped raise him quite a lot. But one night,
Eating your friend.
well, I'm just mean it was her pig, but the moms do a lot of them.
Yeah, I get it.
But
yes.
I was looking at the dinner table, and I had raised everything on that table. Everything we were eating that
wow.
night had come from my efforts. And there's green beans and there's
Satisfying.
potatoes and there's this stupid pig and there's but it was delightful. And the message I want to get across is, don't be intimidated. If you plant one tomato in one sunny spot, you don't have to dedicate a garden, because you can pull up the turf on 1 square foot and put a tomato plant and see if you like it. Because I would never have believed, and now it's my passion. It's the reason I get up all year, is to go out and weed before it gets hot. And I grow everything, and I grow 300 head of garlic, and these are the end of some of my onions and tomatoes and peppers, and I can, but the growing is so exciting. The first time my first radish came up, I pulled it. There was nothing, it was about this big. I was so excited, I pulled it and I ran over to Brother Bradford. A radish!
So we're in March, everybody gets worried about the early freeze, or, you should have your peas going, or when is it too early or too late to start tomatoes?
Right.
Give us just a few helpful hints of what we should be thinking about right now.
Well, it depends if you want to grow from seed or if you want to go to the store and get starts, which as a beginner, I say get starts.
Right.
If you want to learn the process of seeds, then that right now for a lot of them.
Call you.
Well, right now, I've started my peppers. Peppers usually sprout a little slower than tomatoes.
Okay.
So I started my peppers, I started my celery, I started cilantro. I'll start my tomatoes now.
Really?
And get them under the lights in my house, but it's too cold outside. So in about a month, I'll move them out to a greenhouse and keep them. And then
April, okay.
And then I leave them there for about a month, and then I harden them off for a week. You take them outside and put them where they get partial sun, partial whatever.
Okay.
And then you put them in the ground about the middle of May. So it's middle of March, middle of April, middle of May. House, greenhouse, ground.
So I've lived in Utah my whole life, and everyone has always said, kind of like gauging it with Mother's Day, the Mother's Day
Right.
time frame, right? That's when it's safe to start putting things in the ground or
St.
putting out
Patrick's for your peas and Mother's Day for the rest of your
Oh, okay, very good, very good to know.
There are a lot of things you could put in right now. I've seen people put them digging in the snow to put in the.
Oh, really?
You can
Like
put in
what?
your peas, you can put in your onions, you can put in your carrots, and I can give you a good hint on how to do that.
Okay, yeah, no
you,
mutants.
You can put in beets.
Beets,
so-
love beets,
Right
yeah.
now.
I can't
What about
lie.
zucchini and
No,
squash?
and in fact, those you don't
Later.
even plant. You plant those. You plant the seed in the greenhouse in April because
Okay.
they come up really fast. They'd be way too big if you started them now. So that's kind of the second planting is in
Okay.
April, directly in the greenhouse for squash and zucchini and melons and that kind of thing.
And I'd like to know, how long did he live for? Because gardening's so good for you too.
He was 95, and
And he was still gardening, wasn't he, right
Yeah.
up until the end?
he was doing it full time until he was 92 or 3.
Really?
And then I started taking a little more, and then his kids moved in, and they started
That's
doing
just
it. And
awesome.
he was an old
He's darling.
pioneer. He was my best friend. I miss him every day because we spent every day together. We'd start in March.
Well, you carried on very well, though. I'm sure that he would be
I think he was
be
tickled.
very proud of you. Yes.
I think he was
Well,
tickled.
I hate to cut our time short, but this is it. You'll have to come back another time and share some of your bottling hints with us, okay?
Yes, for the
Thank you
canning.
so
Yeah.
much.
You bet. It's fun to be
Thank you. If you haven't liked our Facebook page yet, now is your chance. Facebook.com/SF17 Studio Chatter. Coming up next, we will chat about a fairy tale party for your little princess.